Good afternoon. My name is Candace Fisher McLean. I'm an associate extension professor and the national coordinator for the Healthy Homes Partnership. Many of you will be thinking about reopening your county extension offices in the coming weeks. As you make this critical decision regarding reopening, proper cleaning and disinfecting is one of the essential daily habits that you need to establish to reduce your exposure to COVID-19. So I thank you in joining me to learn more about what you can do to keep your faculty, staff, and clients safe as you reopen your facilities. I think it's important to briefly review some of the background information to set the stage for why cleaning and disinfecting is so important to fighting COVID-19. There's currently no vaccine to prevent COVID-19, and the most effective way to prevent illness is to avoid being exposed to the virus altogether. COVID-19 is mainly spread from person to person between people who are in close contact with one another. When an infected person coughs, sneezes, or talks, their respiratory droplets land in the mouth and noses of other people who are nearby. Studies are also indicating that some people who show no symptoms of the virus are able to spread it as well. The most effective way to reduce the risk of being exposed to COVID-19 is through social distancing and other key daily habits such as cleaning and disinfecting, hand washing, or utilizing a 60% alcohol-based hand sanitizer when soap and water are unavailable, to avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth, to stay home when you are sick, to wear a mask, and to utilize other personal protective equipment and measures as necessary, such as gloves. Cleaning and disinfecting public spaces, including your workplace, school, home, and business, will require you to first develop a plan before reopening to have cleaning and disinfecting strategies in place. Implement your plan and take regular action through cleaning and disinfecting to reduce the exposure and to maintain and revise your plan based on updated guidance and current circumstances. Reducing the risk of COVID-19 by cleaning and disinfection is an important part of reopening public spaces that will require careful planning. We all have to be flexible right now in making adjustments and changes as the current situation evolves. It's important to establish the difference between cleaning and disinfecting. Routine cleaning with soap and water removes the dirt. The disinfectant is actually what kills the germs. Disinfectants are not nearly as effective as they could be if your surface is dirty. Here are the steps that you need to take when cleaning and disinfecting. First, you need to minimize clutter and unnecessary objects that hinder the cleaning process. For all of us extension specialists, we have lots of piles of paper. Making sure piles of paper are organized, reducing knickknacks and other things to simplify and increase the effectiveness of the cleaning process. Second, you should clean the surface or object with soap and water to remove dirt. And third, disinfect using an EPA-approved disinfectant that works against COVID-19 to kill germs. If you're wondering where to find the EPA-approved disinfectant list, it can be found on their website, and a direct link to the list can be found at the end of this presentation. Although it is recommended to use an EPA-approved disinfectant, unexpired household bleach mixed with water is also effective. You can use a third cup of unexpired household bleach added to 1 gallon of water or 4 teaspoons of bleach per quart of water. A 70% alcohol solution can also be used to disinfect. The reason that we put in the recommendation for 4 teaspoons of bleach to a quart of water is because you only want to mix what you need, and a gallon of mixture may be too much to use at one time. So a stored mixture will lose its effectiveness over time, and you want to make sure that the bottle is clearly labeled and properly stored so that unintentional poisoning does not occur. Only use disinfectant aerosol cans if absolutely necessary, as they can aggravate respiratory diseases such as asthma. Never mix cleaning and disinfecting products together, particularly those that contain bleach, with products that contain ammonia. Always store and use disinfectants according to the manufacturer's label. We've seen a lot of things, we've seen a lot of this going on, but please do not stockpile disinfectant supplies. This can result in a shortage of supplies for those who really need them. Always wear gloves and other personal protective equipment as specified when using disinfectants. Also, make sure that you have adequate ventilation when you're using disinfectants. It is important to develop a strategic plan for cleaning and disinfecting your facility as you think about reopening. Your plan should be flexible and include maintaining a long-term cleaning and disinfecting strategy. Consider items that can be moved or removed to reduce handling to contact and reduce the challenges of cleaning and disinfecting. Some of those items might include soft and porous surfaces such as rugs and seating, candy bowls, ink pens, public coffee makers, magazines. I was trying to think of some of the things that I've seen in extension office lobbies that maybe could be moved or removed for the time being. Also, make sure that you have enough cleaning products and supplies on hand to properly clean your facility daily. Do you have enough disinfectants, paper towels, rags, disposable gloves? Also, start thinking about what needs to be cleaned and how often. What surfaces will just require regular cleaning with soap and water? What surfaces need to be disinfected daily or possibly even after every use? Are there some rooms in your office that you might not be using, such as a conference room or something like that that you could close off for the time being to minimize the cleaning effort? Outdoor areas generally do not need to be disinfected unless it is a surface that is touched frequently, such as an entrance door handle. You might want to consider methods to reduce the contact of frequently touched surfaces. So, as it gets warmer, can a door be left open so that the handle doesn't have to be touched? Can people enter and exit through different doors to reduce contact? In most cases, routine cleaning is going to be sufficient. And but and you really should be focusing your energy on disinfecting frequently touched surfaces. So what we define frequently touched surfaces that need routine disinfection include tables, doorknobs, light switches, countertops, handles, desks, phones, keyboards, toilets, faucets, sinks, touch screens, remote controls, and things like that. Um, so soft and porous. So we just want to think about things that might not be easy to disinfect. And I know I'm maybe being repetitive from a previous slide, but you might want to move or remove these things for the time being. And, things like rugs, if you launder them, make sure that you are following the directions on the label on how to launder them. Okay, so electronics. We all rely on electronics for our personal and professional lives. Clean your electronics daily. Consider wipeable covers for your electronics. Always follow the manufacturer's recommendation for cleaning and disinfecting. If there is no guidance on cleaning and disinfecting, a 70% alcohol wipe or alcohol sprayed onto a microfiber cloth is also effective. Try to avoid sharing electronics. And if you do share items, make sure you are cleaning them before you're sharing them. In addition to making sure you have a detailed plan and plenty of cleaning products and supplies on hand, here are some other things to consider before you open your facility. Coronavirus on surfaces dies within hours to days. Warmer temperatures and sunlight exposure also reduce the life of the virus. So many of you may want to consider the last time your office was occupied. This will determine the amount and extent of cleaning needed. You may want to consider opening windows and turning on fans to increase ventilation in your offices. So essentially, you are airing out the environment. However, keep in mind that there may be those in your office who have asthma and allergies when the windows are open, and also keep in mind the air quality of the day. Some routine cleaning and disinfecting measures you can take once your facility is back open include cleaning visible. These are some, I know these are repetitive, a little bit repetitive, but they're important and worth going back over. But making sure that you're cleaning visibly dirty surfaces with soap and water before disinfecting. Wearing gloves and other personal protective equipment, following the directions on the product label, and washing your hands with soap and water after cleaning. Make sure you are using the appropriate cleaning or disinfecting product for the surface or object. We don't want to do damage to any kind of special countertop or specially treated surface. Always use, and again, this is a little bit repetitive but very important, always use an EPA registered disinfectant product, as those are going to be the most effective in reducing the risk of COVID-19. Product labels also often recommend keeping surfaces wet for a certain amount of time in order for them to be the most effective. And as always, keep all disinfectants out of the reach of children and never mix cleaning products together. Once you have implemented your plan, it is important to be able to maintain and revise that plan. Routine cleaning and disinfecting are an important part of reducing the risk of COVID-19. Routine cleaning with soap and water will greatly reduce the exposure risk and is necessary before disinfecting dirty surfaces. Surfaces frequently touched, such as door handles, desks, phones, light switches, faucets, should be cleaned and disinfected at least daily. The frequency of cleaning and disinfection required will depend on the amount of use. So for example, shopping carts and public keypads, those kind of things should be disinfected before and after every use. So is there anything in your office that might need disinfecting after each and every use? Is there anything that you can minimize interaction with the public, such as taking credit cards online, taking registrations online, so that we're not sharing pens and paper and maybe having, excessive people coming in and out of the building right now? And I think it's just important to remember that reducing the exposure to yourself and others is a shared responsibility. Please continue to update your plan based on updated guidance and your current circumstances as they continue to change and evolve. And if you have any specific questions or comments about cleaning and disinfecting your facility, please feel free to contact me by phone or email. Every office is different and has its own individual assets and challenges. So you may come across a situation that I did not cover in this presentation. I'm always happy to walk you through any situation that may arise as you move forward. And this is just a list of resources that I utilized to put together this presentation, as well as a few tools that you may find useful as you move forward when reopening. And thank you, and I appreciate your time. Please stay healthy. In order to take care of others, you must first be able to take must first take care of yourself.